That's a pretty good spin on that bad.
Join a dashing rogue, a charming bard, a witty warlock, and a reclusive ranger on an epic D&D adventure. They're quite likely to throw away a critical on a goof, and bring up a natural one in dire circumstances. And I'm your Dungeon Master, Kyle. I deal with the fallout. Nat 1. That's just how we roll. Quick recap. You guys are camping right now in Leomans? Leomans Tiny Hut.
In layman's terms, we're camping.
Hut.
I always forget how it's spelled.
It's honestly not
Leoman.
that tiny.
Leoman's fairly sizable hut.
Was Liam in the person?
It's
the size of this
It's
room.
always weird because it's like it's 10 feet in diameter,
Mm.
and it's like it
10
comfortably
feet
fits
tall.
8 people. I'm like, how?
I
guess-
stacked. I don't know.
Like maybe like side by side, but
Got to do a little Tetris.
different.
But yeah, that doesn't make sense.
8 people standing. 8 people
Unless it's 10
standing.
feet. It's not 10
I
feet
might
radius.
be like 2 feet wide.
Could I borrow actually, no.
5 of me would be
I've
cramped.
got a coaster.
Is that alright? Thank you.
It's-
That's why I have
Yeah, I've never understood that part.
No, I have coasters so people
They
aren't
must be
allowed to
talking
use them.
about.
So they use their trash.
Yeah.
I mean, the important thing is it fits all of you comfortably, and it protects you guys from things that go bump in the night.
Yeah.
Including
it for
hags.
sure did last time.
Yes, it did.
That was spooky as hell.
Yeah, I
I'm
was like
all about it.
haunted.
10-foot radius. That makes a hell of a lot more sense.
Oh, yeah, that
Something
easily
down
comfortably
I
fits
put it
8
down
people.
Yeah.
so it
Yeah,
wasn't like
that's-
beside the microphone.
That's
Thank
decent.
you.
No, it says 9 creatures of medium size or small can fit inside the dome with you.
Is it
It
20?
doesn't say if they're lying down or not.
Is
that's
it
true.
perfectly circular?
Yes,
Dome, yeah.
it's a dome.
Oh, there's plenty of space.
Should be.
Pi r squared.
Hmm?
314.
That's just the that's the area, but
314 feet? That's like.
square feet, yeah.
We had like a concert in it in Shadowfen.
That's
So
true. That's true.
That is true. We fit in a lot of people for the
we
entire
fit in
night.
a lot of demons
It
and
must
possibly
be.
no
Kate
people.
sleeps on my shoulders.
It must be
Just
like
roll
air
around.
conditioned
Yep.
or something. We would have
Okay,
been
then,
roasting
buddy.
in the hut.
Stand up.
Drank.
Alright, so
Okay.
you were asleep after nabbing a heartstone, this green rupee looking thing from
Did
I
it.
was about to say from the flesh bag of a hag, but
Yeah.
Ew,
I mean literally that's what it is. It's a bag made out of human flesh.
gross.
Yeah, but hags aren't really nice creatures to begin with.
No, they're not.
2 of them escaped. One was carrying that length of rope I tried to bargain with.
Hmm.
You set everything on fire,
Right.
which is probably prudent. And now you're on your way back to the grove of
Right.
Celesta Bella Bethabel.
You
So that's
remember?
Bella Bethabel.
Celeste Bella Bethabel.
It's not that hard.
Celeste,
I wrote it down wrong. is the
Celeste Bella
problem.
Bethabel.
Celeste, Bella, Bella.
I can't really
You're-
read my
you're
writing.
As
you-
someone who has speech, I can't be bad with
Your mistake was making it 2 names.
Celeste, Bella, Bella.
No,
You
it
did
was
Celeste Bell.
Celesta Bella Bethabel.
Celeste, Bella, Bella.
Celeste Bella Bethabel.
Yeah.
I really
Question mark?
It's all good either way. You're on your way
mark,
back
yeah.
to the grove. Sid, are you still taking point on all this? Is Charlie leading
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
through
yeah.
the woods? You're gonna have... sorry, go ahead.
No. Kind of check.
In this scenario, we would not have anyone else lead us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
Cause
making.
things are-
I'm making sure. Things can happen. People can forget.
I'm gonna give it a few rolls tonight.
Idea takes the lead, and all of a sudden a key hole appears in front of Kate.
She's like, wait, I think keyhole.
Follow me, guys.
Let's go back.
Let's not do that.
Survival check.
Survival check to actually try to find this glade again.
Seriously, she's not going to help us get back there with the
15.
cure?
No. 15.
Just enough.
Nice.
Just enough.
Just enough.
So you're wandering around a little bit, thinking this is the right spot, and then you hear that familiar panpipes.
We didn't ask the kid's name.
Hmm?
Did we ask that kid's name?
He just went, dude.
You talking
he
about the fawn?
went, dude.
What's his name?
He had a
Dude?
name.
His name was Fawn.
Right. Oh, what?
Fawn.
The fawn's name was Fawn.
I'm not fond of that.
Ah, I should have done it with Fonda, but it's Fawn.
The fun. I should have done
Okay,
it
I
with
did
fun.
write down Fawn, but I didn't write that was his name.
His name was Fawn. Got it. Pretty sure. Alright. So you're there. Same scene as before. Nothing's really changed. You've only been gone like what, 3 days tops?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2 days. 1, 2, yeah. And so you get back there, the panpipes are playing, little trickle of a stream. There's butterflies in a meadow. It's very nice, it's very idyllic. And then you hear the soft padding of hooves as I think you did it pink, right?
Pink.
The horn.
Right, yeah.
It's pink. Pink opalescent still. Horn up and over. Welcome, oh, it's you again.
Yeah.
Who
Did
else
you not
would it be?
expect to see us?
Charm Squad?
Yeah, you remember us, right?
Of course I do.
Uh-huh.
And little Fawn's like right next to her.
That was a dissidence. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm like, why did you just play in a dissident tone? To Fawn. As in like not
Yeah.
trusting.
Wait, what?
We're reading into the
Fawn,
music.
you're reading into 3 notes. He's really confused now, and he kind of crouches a little bit.
I know he looks like he's like 5, but Fawns, they live a long time. He's probably like 25.
Mm-hmm. You're going staccato there. Why were you going staccato there, Fawn? You got something to hide?
Celesta Bella Bethbel, why are you surprised to see us?
Yeah.
That's a real question.
Is she surprised, or was she just not expecting you back so soon?
I guess that's fair.
I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Oh, that's fair.
I guess.
It would
And
take...
As we know, unicorns never lie.
Exactly.
Huh?
Correct.
I'm getting
Poses.
mixed messages.
So,
That wasn't unicorn for now. That was just
Okay,
an A.
just checking. Sorry, my unicorn's a little rusty.
It takes a while to get used
Hey,
to it.
Yeah.
Where's that shield you were gonna give us?
When I received the Heartstone.
Oh, we just went through this with the 3 witches.
Yeah, we
What are they
need to
called?
see. We need to see the goods before we,
do
make the deal.
trades
Mhm.
visually.
That's going to be difficult.
Is it?
The shield is magic, not a physical shield.
How do we know it works?
How do you know it works?
Can't you just, like, cast it?
alright, and I pick
We
up
need
a
a
stone and I
demo.
throw it at it. Think fast!
Who are you throwing this
At the unicorn.
Why?
Got that dex check? She like bats it with her horn.
Oh, that's right.
She goes, fine. She turns to Fawn. Her horn glows, and you see a quick bloop, shimmer around little Fawn. She goes, here, shield. So make sure the cap was on.
It's true.
She knocked him over.
She kicks him a little bit.
He just like falls over like a water
He fall. It's except for it's a complete flip. He like when she doesn't hit him. She hits roughly about a couple inches away from him.
Oh.
You hear that like metallic reflection clang kind of thing, like ching, and doop doop doop, and he does a full flip over.
Huh.
bottle. It kept its momentum. Celesta Bella Bethabel, let us try something.
It blue steals you.
We need a rocket arrow simulation, Charlie.
A rocket arrow? I can do that.
Wait. What? The fawn's like this now. What are you going to do?
We might be shooting you.
I point an arrow at him and I'm like,
Well, the whole
what do you
reason
think, bud?
The whole reason we needed this shield was because we keep getting shot by rocket arrows.
Yeah.
And I've got the second toughest arm in town.
No, you have the third.
And
Fair enough.
and she just goes, "Okay, hold on a second."
Oh, it's not gonna last the rocket arrow?
And she explains basically it's not invulnerability. It's just she barely nudged him. It wasn't like run up Charlie Brown football kick the fawn. She just went dink.
Maybe we need this Hearthstone after all.
What does the Hearthstone do?
Cures disease.
I've got a spell for that.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
not
it
too
was to
useful
renew
for us.
the lake. Everything was kind of dying.
Yeah. She's got the consumption.
Wait, didn't this make us invisible too?
Yes. I thought it did.
The Hearthstone, no.
No,
No.
not the hearts on the shield.
The shield.
Yeah, I thought the shield made us invisible as well.
It made you unable. I don't think her words were invisibility. It was the ability to hide from your enemies.
Very tricksy.
You shady ass unicorn.
You've been played.
I'm keeping my word.
Okay, you're gonna need to up the ante if you want this Hearthstone.
We
need some
We
blood.
saw on a little bit of blood.
She takes 2 steps back and her eyes grow to the size of dinner plates. Blood? Nay!
Celeste Bella Bethabel, we will cure this plague.
You are not pure of heart.
You said
Yes,
we
we
were.
This girl, you want my blood?
We don't want all of it. We
Nay!
literally
Just
just,
like a
want
drop.
a
Like,
drop.
It's a
tiny
scientific
little
sample.
vial. Trust us, we're not going to sell it to anyone. We want this for ourselves.
From one mythical beast to another.
There you go.
Now, she wasn't aware of that before. Wait.
I tuck my scraggly hairs behind my ears, stand up a little straight, and put out a hand to shake shake a paw.
A paw? You mean a hoof?
Tell
Yeah.
my wife I said
Over there.
hello. Tell my wife
I said hello. That's the funniest shit.
Your husband's dead, but he says hi.
That's just gonna be. I'm never gonna forget that.
Alright, so what were you doing again?
Straightened up, gives the unicorn a hand.
Like,
Handshake.
this is his haunch, or not his haunches, his, what's the front part called? I don't know. They've got the boobs. Horses have, like, pec muscles.
Right.
And I
We've
put
got
my
a
hand.
beastie chest.
So
In
you
front of
would
the
have to
pec
walk up to her to do this.
Yeah.
She's as you're walking up to her, she backs away.
Why?
What's the
Head-
deal?
She doesn't trust you.
How
You-
do we gain your trust?
Let's explain this.
This is our
I rolled against
most
trust.
direct member. That's
That's
that.
extreme.
I was like, I'm like, hey,
As simplistic as possible.
yeah.
We're the good guys. But this guy's half vampire. Don't worry, he's good. We've been with him for like 6 months. We're not bitten.
Okay. So that's what goes on in your mind. But the instant that you say vampire, she flips the fuck out.
Half. We said half.
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 Unicorn blood is the most precious of all gifts. And she starts like prancing around and hopping and just.
But, like, so
and
is
the fawn's
gift
still
of
sitting
not
there like this.
dying.
But we'll cure your pond.
Yeah.
Will you not?
We're giving you the gift of life, so.
I'm a gentle, kind soul. I have a +1 poetry.
I forgot that she had the poetry.
Write her a
Wait,
poem.
what was this place
No.
called again? Your domain?
I think it's a domain, yeah.
My Glen.
I mean, it's a glen.
Your precious Glen. We will save the animals. Look at little
Leave
Paul in his
now
coffin.
and never return.
You don't want the Hearthstone now?
Says you are gonna
Oh, beautiful
sacrifice.
steed, I have no greed.
Shit. Okay. Prove it.
Yeah, wait,
Roll
you
the
need to-
Hearthstone over here.
Oh.
We'll do a... Look at how much money I have.
Do you think the unicorn cares
Nothing.
about money?
Why do you want the blood? Why don't you just tell her straight up?
I collect blood samples. It's not that I just want unicorn blood, it's that I want blood from all sorts of different creatures. You're very special to me, but like not special in a weird way.
I'm imagining Charlie trying to just talk his way.
Oh, beautiful steed, I have
Where
no
did this
greed.
go? The seats.
That
And
was
it's
good.
Yeah.
tricky.
Where's line 2?
I
A
didn't have one
beautiful
yet.
steed. I have no greed. I can.
Fear not of me! Because
He is Charlie.
so bad.
He's not here to feed.
Oh! I'm not here to feed. That was a dope ass line. I'm writing that down.
No, Charlie.
Fine. One drop.
That's
Oh my
fair.
god.
That's all
my
we
God.
wanted.
This is. You've made me the happiest 100-year-old boy in the world. Like,
Cheap.
and the shield, right?
Of course.
Gotcha.
That's cool.
Okay. And she's actually
In a vial.
expecting the
Oh.
Heartstone as well.
They do like
Oh yeah. In her little hoof.
the hollow
The
of her
frog.
hoof.
Right, so now you
What
have
color
a
is
drop of unicorn blood.
Oh yeah, the unicorn blood. What color is it?
So
Silver?
No.
Mm.
Close. It's close. It is the
Mercury.
Imagine that silver, but like an oil slick on top of it. So you get that kind of like colored rainbow effect.
Yep. Are you gonna drink it?
How about you
No.
don't ask that now?
I
Are you
said that
asking
in my
OC?
brain.
Okay.
Said that in my brain.
Just
I
want to check
put
that
it-
it wasn't entering the
No.
discussion here.
In my cloak in a little vial. I imagine he has got like.
I've got
collection
some
of
like
blood
vials worked
vials.
into your outfit at some point.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Thanks,
How
Celeste
long-
Lilibel.
how long does this shield last?
She hasn't given it to you yet. And she doesn't have pockets. She rolls it to Fawn, who's still like this.
What does it look like?
A rupee.
Oh, okay.
So we traded a rupee for a rupee?
Yeah. Looks like it.
Oh, she rolled the Heartstone.
Yeah.
I thought the shield also
Oh.
looked like a rupee.
No.
I did too.
The shield is shield. It has that egg-shaped kind of thing. Priest. I have no.
Power word shield.
It's basically like a very thin eggshell of light that you can barely see surrounding this dude. And she goes, "Close your eyes and rid yourself of all evil thoughts and deeds.
It's gonna be hard.
Only the pure of heart can use this shield."
Okay, I'll try.
Her horn. Everyone's eyes are closed. All right.
Yeah.
You hear a sound.
I peek a little bit.
All right. Make a perception check.
My eyes are almost the same color as my face.
That is true.
Can I roll with advantage?
No.
Damn it.
That would be a stealth check.
Fuck. What is it?
Perception.
Perception?
Why do I feel like we're about to get ambushed?
9.
Okay.
Can I see?
The horn is not as glowing as much as last time, but you still hear a sound like a.
Okay.
It is done.
Can we open our eyes?
Yes.
Do we feel like we have a shield power?
Do we like notice any
Maybe?
difference to us?
Let me test this.
I was thinking about butts the whole time.
Did you just
shit.
wait? Did you just punch him in the stomach?
Yeah, you punched Charlie in the stomach.
Roll an attack roll.
This is a punch.
I can take it.
Yeah.
I got dragon armor.
18.
Not yet, but
What's your AC?
17.
Definitely
It's a
got
hit.
It's a hit.
Roll for damage.
D6. I would assume Hans pulls the punches.
Yikes!
5.
it.
She just said before it didn't make us invincible.
I puke a little bit. Just in my mouth.
That did nothing.
I think it keeps us hidden.
Godspeed, travelers, on your adventures.
I kind of want to.
I think we just got bamboozled.
How do we know this works?
It doesn't.
What?
Alright. 2 unicorns pop up out of the glade. Did she get you with that pure of heart crap again?
Oh, fuck.
Guys, shut up. The other one, so one's like a very midnight blue, and the other one's a dark, dark red. Almost like a red velour.
Oh, nice.
One of them walks over to a thick tree and kicks it. A little hatch opens, and about a dozen heartstones tumble out of it.
What the heck?
What the fuck?
I think you have...
The midnight one goes, "We got you guys." The other one turns to her and goes, "Really? Really?"
It's the first time we met a unicorn.
Yeah, you ruined it for us!
We didn't know to not trust
He
you.
wasn't going really to you guys. He was going really to her.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Mission to
I know
kill-
when we said we were pure of heart, we actually meant we were all idiots.
Granted.
Like, just simple-minded.
Yeah.
The midnight
There
one's
isn't
horn,
nothing.
which is a very dark purple, glows. You hear a sound again. It has that wom, 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 deeper. After this is done, roll an insight check. Just her. Now, you see this time the actual light go over. Everyone gain +2 AC.
Oh.
Ooh.
I am
Bless. And pizza, please. Temporary? I guess.
Indefinite.
God. What, are you serious?
Indefinite means until I determine otherwise.
Oh.
It doesn't mean forever. Everyone
Cool.
mistakes that.
Okay.
I
I will
rolled a
enjoy
5.
it.
Oh.
I will enjoy it.
Yeah. As far as you know, she just didn't do anything.
Okay.
Why does she have so many heartstones? Give us that back.
Yeah, why do you need so many of those? Are they like hearts? I don't know.
Are you trying to make up for the fact you don't have a heart?
I'm
You
sorry,
liar!
but double crossers get double stitches.
But
Alright.
these guys didn't double process.
What are you?
That one did.
Yeah. What's the other two? What are the
Permission
other?
to kill Celesta Bethabella Bethabel.
Permission denied. Look, you guys got your shield.
What shield? You said it doesn't work.
I think the new one does. Quick, someone punch me.
I
You
punched.
want
I
to punch him
Kate.
again? We saw it from the woods. It was,
One steps right.
it was
in.
actually kind of funny.
Me? Okay.
20.
What is it?
11.
Now with this 19 AC, baby.
Oh, right there. You feel it. It's like a dentist thing where you feel the pressure, not the pain. No damage. It doesn't touch you.
Well,
Cool. Look, seems legit. We'll let her off this time.
I guess. But why is she pretending she's given shields when they're not?
The 2 unicorns kind of look at each other and go, "She's hoodwinking people again."
What does she get out of
What
all
does
these
the
heartstones?
Heartstone do then? Like, why would it must actually do something? There's no reason the hags would have it. If
You know what?
it didn't.
I kind of get it. Like, you guys noticed I have a thing with keys. We just got a thing with heartstones.
Oh, you do have a thing with keys.
Yeah, I jingle a little bit.
That is.
You haven't found a lot in a while, or any
No.
keys in a while.
No.
Yeah.
Where are the heartstones on the ground?
They're over by the 2 unicorns.
Can we take some?
Sleight of hand check.
Or
You
just
literally
ask.
have to walk past them to do that.
I walk past them.
They stop you.
Cool.
And look at these like super buff man unicorns. They're like, hey.
They're bigger. They're bigger.
They're
They stop you and they go, all right, hold up, guys. Sorry. One of them kicks one over to you.
Just one, I guess.
Yeah, how many did you guys get from the hags?
One.
Just one. There
Fair
you go.
enough.
After they both said one. I got all of them. Alright, you get one shot with that, guys.
Okay.
Cures any disease.
That's sweet.
Cool.
Okay, we'll deal with that.
I've got a very non-aggressive question for you. Say someone were to have unicorn blood. What would happen if they drank it?
Absolutely nothing.
Is
Are
it
you just-
special in any way?
I mean, you can try it, but it's not going to give you magical powers.
I'm not
Will it
expecting
help?
magical powers,
Will it
but
heal people?
Nope.
Why is it worth so much then?
It's not.
It's rare.
It's
I'm just
not-
picturing. Sorry, this is out
Yeah.
of game, but like people in China pay for like tiger parts because it has medicinal powers.
Ah, gotcha.
That's what I'm
Celeste
thinking.
Bella Bethabel lied about everything.
Got it.
Except possibly her name. What's her name? What's her real name? I'm asking the unicorns.
Celeste Bella Bethabel.
Okay.
Oh, that's the one thing she
She
did.
told one truth.
A Glaret fawn.
Is there any more like Fawn?
Little asshole.
I told you with this dissonance, you know something was up.
Yeah. The only
No.
valuable part about us... Is that okay to say we're valuable? Yeah, that's fine. It's our horns.
Got
That's where the magic comes from.
Got
Plus
it.
it shoots rainbows.
Whoa!
That
Would
is
you
cool.
be willing to trade for it?
Do you grow horns back?
No.
Okay, guess not.
We're just out here learning about the world.
Alright,
Every
let's...
unicorn has this.
I pretend to be writing stuff in my book.
Alright.
Actually,
Alright, we
I'm
should
writing
go
stuff in my
find
book.
Brody. Of course you want to. I don't know what we're doing, but I'll keep an eye.
So,
We're done?
what are you guys doing out here anyways?
Are we heading back before heading out again, or are we just going to keep going?
Is that the unicorn?
That was a
asking
unicorn
us?
asking.
That's sorry, by the way, that's Celeste Bella Bethabel.
Yeah.
I'm Matt, this is Todd.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet
You
Matt.
look like
Nice to
you're
meet
very
John.
down to earth kind of unicorns.
We're looking for a green dragon.
Yeah.
And also looking indirectly for a ranger.
Directly.
We're very directly looking for him.
But like also trying to avoid
Have
her.
you...
Yeah.
Tall, about this high. Reddish hair, maybe? Human?
Cannon
We've
of an arm.
never met her.
Human?
I
Or
wish you'd
half
seen me.
elf. I thought she's half elf.
Might be. Half elf or human. They really don't know the difference.
Okay, yes. Have you
That's fair.
seen her?
Yeah, she's got a cannon arm.
We've seen someone like that skulking around.
Skulking.
Well, yeah.
Why? Why is she skulking? She's killing everything inside. I don't know why she'd be skulking about that.
Has she caused you any trouble?
No, most things stay away from us.
Fair enough.
Mm,
Oh.
So, where did you see her skulking? Any geographical
A little bit
pointers?
To the north. Uses this for northwest.
Where are we? Where
Do we wanna
You
Find
guys
her?
know
We don't want-
Brody?
you want?
Yeah, we know Brody. He's a good guy.
We're working with Brody.
If you see him, let us or let him know that
We
we
saw
were
him.
this way.
Tell him Matt and Todd said hi.
One more question, Matt and Todd. Sorry. How far do you go from here? Like in the forest? Do you go everywhere, or do you keep close by here?
We stay close by.
So you saw her skulking nearish to here.
Probably a few miles.
Okay.
Ooh, that's not
Ooh.
good. We should. We
This
probably
was
should.
last week,
Oh.
by the by.
Do you
Okay.
fancy any specific humanoid body parts? Claim your stakes now.
I don't think she's
That's a
done it.
really unsettling question, dude.
Yeah. I don't think she's actually done it. She's probably. These are probably the only people she hasn't. Or only thing she hasn't killed yet, so. Probably. Yes, obviously, because you guys are alive. Ha ha!
Oh, I
So-
thought you were offering some of your body parts.
It took me a
What do
second
you
as well.
want? What do you fancy?
Alright, well,
Put it there. Here's a
Always a
hand.
fart
Take a-
sound with me.
Whatever Brody doesn't eat.
well, good luck with you guys, and if you're ever in the area and need some healing, stop on by. We'll help you out. It's the least we can do.
Could you heal me? I just got punched for 5 damage.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You look so good.
I know.
I haven't
you have
seen
some
you this,
glow. You have some
like-
glow about you.
I don't know why you guys sound surprised.
It's
I'm always cute as hell.
It's the least we can do. By the way, don't Don't
Wait,
trust
is that?
every
Are
unicorn
you
see.
sparkling?
No.
Don't trust every unicorn.
Oh, you does he want to be sparkling?
Yes. No.
You guys are laughing.
Can you make him? Can you make
Ew.
rainbows appear every time he
Sorry.
walks?
No, we
Can you
can't do
change
that.
his name to Edward?
It does look like someone just poured glitter all over you. Though.
It's temporary.
Right?
Indefinite.
Right?
Don't make me an indefinite sparkling vampire. I already have only one tooth.
Oh,
Yes, God.
transfer it to me. Transfer it to me.
Yeah, there you go. You be a good
And
sparkly.
Wait,
Horn
we're trying
goes,
not
and
to
it's
be.
just like you can see the motes of glitter kind of lift off just about like an inch.
Wow. Now there's a charming looking. What are you?
Nice.
I buy anything.
Tiefling?
I buy
Tiefling.
anything you sell me.
This is going to be great for stealth.
I was just thinking
Soap
that.
and water.
Permanent disadvantage.
Soap and water. Got
Soap
it.
and water.
Glitter does not come off of soap and water. Anyway.
It's just unicorn glitter. It's better.
Okay.
All right, let's
And
go.
you're right.
Let's
It
go.
doesn't
I
come
wanna.
off at all.
Actually, speaking of ignoring the hunter lady, do you know where the green dragon is?
They're thinking. No, but we do know where he might be.
That's super helpful.
That was
Mark it
I
on
hold
this
up my map.
And they take it in their teeth and then drop it on the ground. And then I'm going to use the
Do
color.
they use mud to mark it?
We're going to use the horns.
Horns.
So this is where
Sweet.
you guys went to? This right
I
here?
think that's where we are now.
Sounds like these. I wish we were chaotic.
And like this was the hags.
Oh,
I
yes.
believe.
It might have been up one, but
Maybe.
regardless. Here,
Mm-hmm. It's like possible dragon den.
Old Elvish Ruins.
Okay.
If I were a dragon, it's probably where I'd set up.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty cool.
Good place to
Pretty scary.
roost. Good place to roost.
It's about a week away,
Shit.
FYI.
Oh boy.
Should we go home first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe our portraits are done.
Well, it's been 3 days, so they should be done.
Yes.
Told Brody we'd meet him in 3 days.
Head back. Pretty good recon mission, though.
So you go back to Ivywood. There we go.
That place. I do
Dragon
the
Two's
special
like down
knock
the
on the
board.
door.
Which door?
The elevator.
Oh,
Is it Silcom?
it opens up,
I never noticed.
I changed to this.
and you're back in the Tree City. Brody's at a pub. How's it going?
It's okay. Don't I look great?
Punch me.
He doesn't even question why.
He wouldn't.
He just does. What's your AC? Without the modifier.
16.
Okay. Actually, I gotta check on Brody real quick. See what his attack is. And that's how Hans
You
learned
just
his
asked a
lesson.
werewolf to punch you.
PCs.
Phelan's the only one who didn't attack me directly or indirectly.
Son of a bitch! I don't have Brody on here. What the hell?
The rock hit me on the back and did damage.
Oh.
Now the Phelan is gone.
That's bananas. Oh, I got hurt. Never mind. That's fine.
Uncanny dodge.
That's good because it's going to do 2 damage with the uncanny dodge. He hits you.
Oh.
You're like punch me and then you uncanny dodge. You stand up like this, punch me.
It's very Hans,
Yep.
Yeah. that's true.
actually.
That was fun. Why?
No reason.
We got some. I showed him the map. I spread it on the bar. I move his drink over just a little bit. Sorry.
He takes it, finishes it, and puts it down.
So we got some info for some unicorns. They said they know you, Todd
Oh.
and Matt.
Yeah, tell him. How are they doing?
They seem fine.
Tell him I say.
I mean, that's where I got this new look.
Mm.
So they
That
told
makes
us
sense.
some info about the dragon, possibly. But you probably already knew about the Elvish ruins.
I did not.
Oh, They said it was about there, so they had a inkling that maybe the dragon might be there. We thought it seemed plausible.
And if you haven't explored over that way, it's pretty likely then that we're...
That's where we need to be.
But about a week away
Yeah.
from here.
It's about a week away.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Do you think any others would be in for the adventure?
That depends. And he sits back and another drink sits in front of him, takes a sip. How much do you want to share the glory? I like you.
It depends how old this dragon is.
Depends on... This guy's pretty boss.
A couple dragons worth of
Me too.
werewolf here.
Who's gonna be the tank in this fight?
The sparkling water is delicious.
Uncanny dodge. Evasions. 18 AC.
18 AC? Nice.
So I prefer not to die, but they would like to have glory, so we're not inviting anyone other than you.
How
It's
confident do you
exclusive.
feel?
Oh, I'm ready for this.
We're just gonna
Then
chat.
we're ready for this.
I've been searching this out for months. It just narrows months.
Well,
How
You
are
just-
you feeling, Adia?
yeah, I'm feeling great. Let's do it.
Any business in town first before we head out again?
Portraits!
Yeah, we got our portrait painted. Do you know the artist around here?
All we know that he looks like he has a bunch of eyeballs on his cape.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. I thought he was pretty cool looking.
He's so creepy.
Yeah.
No one knows his name. But he comes in every couple months, stays for about 3-4 weeks, leaves again.
Interesting.
Yeah. I haven't tailed him. The cloak is just...
He would know if you tell them, maybe.
I have an inkling that that's the case.
Come with us to get our portraits.
Unless
You
you're
can
busy.
introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
that sounds fun.
Also, is that paladin guy legit?
What
Artie.
paladin guy?
Oh,
Or is he
yeah.
just the fake wizard of the dark arts?
Oh,
At
Artie,
Hogwarts.
the strongest paladin in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, Belmont.
Arturius Belmont.
He's just a character, but a good fighter.
Anyone who commissions a portrait of themselves is bound to be a character.
Yeah. he does this.
Yeah.
Megalomania.
Alright, let's go!
Where are we going again?
The, what's his face's
To
store?
that, to the art gallery.
What's that
Oh, to
what
Frank's.
else named Frank's?
Alright, so you go up one of the numerous elevators in the city, and then there's Frank's Grills, arcane and arcane accessories.
Hey, Frank.
Forgot about that.
Did you get any new supplies?
Sure haven't.
3 days.
Sure.
Hey, Brody, I'll tell you what. It's been a while since you've come on by. Yeah, well, you know how it is. Do I? Your portrait's are ready, by the way.
Yay!
Yay!
How much do we owe you?
He stopped by yesterday and said 200 gold each.
Ah, that's pretty cheap.
Pretty reasonable.
That's not bad.
I guess.
Yeah. Is he still here?
Nope.
How do you request him? How you were like, artist, please come.
He leans over and then the shadow goes on his face. He requests you.
So he knew we were coming? Can I leave a note for him?
No, I said that for dramatic effect. I have no idea how to request him.
Can I leave a note for him?
Sure.
Okay.
What happens if we're not satisfied?
We haven't seen it yet.
You
I go shh.
He goes, well, you tell me. And then he pulls a curtain behind him, and there are 4... Ooh, they're portable, actually. They're tiny.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
We did ask for trading cards.
yeah, we did.
They're not trading card size. They're roughly A4 paper sized.
Okay.
Holy shit. If you guys didn't know better, it looks like your portraits would literally walk out of the frame
Whoa,
I
Uncanny
mean,
Valley.
full body or
Full body.
Nice.
What does Charlie look
The
like?
backgrounds are
cute as fuck.
interesting
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
So very quickly, let's start with you. I mean, all of your poses are kind of like the heroic, like this.
Mhm.
It's the backgrounds that are odd.
Mm.
Okay.
For your portrait, there's a background that only you know about.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
You're in a glittering, deep blue cave. Ice, like that blue ice. And it looks like in the very far back, you see a city.
I don't know this. What does it mean?
Yes. Yes, it is, actually.
Where's that?
Yeah, what's that?
You guys know I went away for a while.
You went there?
I went there.
Whoa!
Is that where you got that cool sword? that you had?
Yours.
We should get it back.
This is a place you haven't seen for coming up to a year. That's 6 months, actually. Hasn't been that long. It is Von Panzer Manor, back in Phandalin.
This guy's a stalker.
Now here's the strange part. It's in your den, living room, whatever, like the grand room where your family portrait is. Your family portrait's back,
What?
and it's perfect.
What?
As in, like, it's like he had that to go on to paint.
That looks like, I look at it.
Holy
Hans,
shit, is
isn't
that your
that-
house?
Isn't that the painting you try to get from what's her face's lair?
I mean, I got it
You got
back.
it
You
back.
did get it back. I mean,
yeah,
you did get
sorry,
it
that
back.
one, sorry.
Why would this guy know about it?
Why would he know about my secret getaway spot?
We didn't even know about it.
No, we didn't even know.
Sorry, I didn't tell you guys.
Charlie. What's Charlie's?
Charlie's is going to be interesting.
Or should you want to skip and just go to
Is it a
mine?
blood moon?
Killing
Oh.
time.
It's a future portrait.
Because that was my prophecy.
What is
He's my
Charlie's?
brother.
Would it be a blood? No, it wouldn't be a blood moon. Not for this guy. Your portrait. So is interesting because it's in a cave. It's well lit for a cave, but it's a cave nonetheless. You are surrounded by 3 gorgeous yet pale women.
I know this cave. Oh, I know this cave.
What?
Is this the fam?
They don't know this cave, do they?
No. What
you,
is this?
you know what I'm talking about, though, right?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
Okay.
are those?
Is this a walk of shame morning?
Walk of Fame.
And Adia,
Yes. Probably Shadow Fen.
this it is going to be Shadowfen. Oh shit! Does he actually paint this? Yes, he does. It's a family portrait for you.
Oh,
Aw.
god damn it.
Oh, damn.
Ma.
Yes.
Pa, me.
Yep.
Oh.
Perfect.
I love how you're like, oh, instead of like, oh shit, my mom's been dead for a while.
Well, I do. No, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh. Can I touch the painting?
It looks like an oil painting.
So maybe not. But I almost want to like
This guy
touch
didn't
my.
even touch us, right?
He took a eyeball shot with his cloak.
That's so sweet. I want that cloak.
Yeah, basically he just stood there, his cloak blinked a lot, and then he left.
Are these our happiest
That's
memories?
so cool.
Can tell you this ain't my happiest memory.
Not my happiest memory.
Possibly mine.
Okay. Can we not tell him? Can we not give him the money in person?
These are sweet.
Nope. He's gone.
Can I leave a note?
Not even-
Absolutely. Yes, you can leave a note.
Okay. Well,
I haven't decided what I'm writing yet.
That's fine. Not time sensitive.
can I? Is there like a mail carrier? Can I send this back to my father?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Brody knows the way to send that.
Okay.
If anybody else wishes to do the same, otherwise, Frank
Nice.
says he'll hold on to these if you guys
Okay.
are going out again. That way you're not.
Sending it to my paw.
Otherwise, I'll just send it to our house.
So you said
Oh, our house. I guess that makes more sense in Tau.
Tau?
Can we do that?
Yeah, I was imagining like this weird house that just has it's deserted but it has pictures of us.
Yeah, we could hang it in Tau, but like we're the only one.
You
that
have
does-
housekeepers.
Okay.
People
Cool.
of Tau like
Oh,
take
okay.
turns.
Do you have
want-
butler?
Is our house a
Public
museum?
place.
Like, is it a tourist destination?
We should
in
do
Tau?
that.
No.
I want this in a public place.
So then, where would that be?
Like
We're not taking this to Aquarian.
downtown New Leaf. Leaf side.
We need-
Okay.
If you guys wish to mail
Okay,
it,
Tom,
just
Tom Nook's Emporium.
Tom Nook returns.
let me know. So
Donate
you're
it
sending
to the
yours
museum.
to Shadowfen.
I mean, unless all of us want. I mean, for me, Adia would send it to her father.
It's your
Anybody else
portrait, You can
wanna?
do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'm
with it.
sending it.
I'm shipping
I'm gonna
this to
send
the
mine to
mayor
Tau.
of Aquarian.
Where?
I don't have a house. Like, I don't have a other home.
You don't have a
otherwise,
home.
So
Oh.
Me neither.
Okay. You're
home for
that
the
that one's an
artist.
obvious one. Are you gonna give a reason, or is just gonna be like package for you, Mayor, and it's Hans just like
Blazing.
poor Big Levant.
Yeah. What about Big Lamont?
What does Hans say?
Think about it. Not time sensitive.
Okay. Let's continue.
You two?
I want to send it to Tau.
Tau.
Tau. Okay. Cool. That's cool. Got the notes. Let's see. Anything else?
It was 200 gold apiece.
200 gold apiece.
So now, how much money do we have? A shit.
I'm gonna pay from
Don't
my
worry
for
about
mine from my.
I've never held on to gold. I've always given it to Ron.
Because of my side quest, I ended up with.
Then I will add 200 gold.
Alright.
Did you say that you didn't know the artist's name?
Nobody does.
Why does anyone not ask?
Does he have a nickname?
How should I address him in my note?
The artist.
I like that. The artist, actually.
Sorry.
No, because I was thinking the painter, but the artist sounds better.
Here, I'll leave this with you, and I'll figure out what I'm writing after.
He's got the note.
Mm.
Brody.
Thanks, Frank.
Yep, no problem.
All right, shall we? Brody, you don't want to get a picture?
Artorius wasn't in town.
Not
the
yet.
last 3 days.
No.
His portrait's still there.
His portrait is
Wait,
still there.
wait, Brody, would you like a portrait?
I already have one. I'm
How about
What
another
is your
one?
background?
Yeah, what does yours look like? How big is it? I'm just curious.
I understand. I'll show it to you guys at some point after this whole thing is done.
Cool.
Let's go.
Probably
Wait, where's
something
your
like
where's your
bloody our
house?
hands.
ripping
Where's your
open body.
Are you just at the guild? Like, do you have your own place?
Yes.
Brody's bachelor pad. Let's go!
No. he says that. He goes, no.
Don't you know you're
No.
not supposed to invite yourself over? Come on, come on.
I might have a greater bloodlust than you, Brody.
You're cute.
Anyway, let's go kill a dragon.
Let's go.
Everyone geared up? Everyone good?
We have a
Yeah.
couple weeks worth of supplies.
We've got...
A week.
It's just with him, yeah. You've got enough to get there and back without any stops. So that's going to be 3, 6, 9, roughly about 12, 24 days.
Too bad Liamon's hut doesn't come with refreshments.
I know, that's like the
Like you
Liamon's
couldn't
mini
get-
palace. I haven't found that spell yet.
Can't have mage table.
McMansion. Leo Man's McMansion.
Leo.
Really? That's a spell?
Yeah,
Like,
Leoman's McMansion.
Instead of we could have a
There is
Leo
actually...
maybe how about a Leo Palace?
There-
Did I-
there-
Cade's serious with you right now.
There's an extra dimensional.
that's lame. You can't like cast it up.
Yeah, there is another one. There's one
It's
up
higher
there, I don't know
level.
what it
Basically,
is.
you have an extra dimensional house.
I
with
don't think I can
boards.
cast rituals that are that.
It's like a 5th, 6th level spell, I believe.
Yeah, I'd have to be level 12,
Yes.
and I'd have to find it and copy it.
That is correct.
We can find it.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't been to any libraries recently, but
Maybe you can ask your mage friend to keep an eye out
Yeah.
for it.
Malfier.
Good one, Malfier. Good one, Malfier. Everyone ready to go?
Let's
I guess
go.
so.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys start heading out. Couple of days. You get back to the unicorns. Just Brody wants to say hi to them. And you keep on going. It's been another couple of days. Pretty uneventful. So you guys are roughly about... I think the unicorns are right here. Anyways,
Yeah.
it goes down, then back up. So you guys are right about here, right now.
Okay. We're like halfway.
Give or take. And Brody goes, alright. He does what he usually does every day. He's going to scout ahead for most of the day, meet up with you guys at night.
Oops, sorry.
So he's going to do the same thing again. He's going to scout out ahead because, let's be honest, he's a guild champion. There's reasons for that. Except for he says something this time, on this day. He goes, tonight, no fires.
Why?
And he just points to the trees. No fires. Later.
Great.
Hop, hop, hop. Gone. So,
Do we have an extra 10 minutes? I want to cast Find Familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get it.
find familiar.
Yeah, I want a squirrel pal.
Squirrel pal?
Squirrel.
You can
That's
scout
so
ahead.
smart. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yes, there's 10 minutes. It's mid-morning.
Okay.
I'm
No,
gonna-
it rolls its own initiative.
Yeah.
That's cute.
It doesn't attack, though.
What's his name?
I'm gonna wrestle Charlie for 10
Skippy.
minutes.
Skippy.
I wrestle back.
And I just am like,
Roll for wrestling.
boys.
It's actually, you can see through the familiar's eyes. Alright, you have a squirrel.
Hey, it's Skippy. Hey, everyone.
Red, gray,
Hi.
brown.
Brown.
Brown squirrel. Cool.
Oh, man.
Hi, Skippy.
You know, squirrels are sometimes black.
Yeah.
They look super cool. They look like.
There's one in
Like
Toronto.
shadows.
It's black and has a little tip of white on its tail. It's not a skunk. It's a squirrel.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So.
Skippy's brown though.
That's dope. I
It's
just
like
read the
a
last
dire
paragraph.
squirrel.
That's,
Can you
that's real
Find a
dope.
dire squirrel.
There's no... Yet. No dire squirrels. Yet.
It's
Yeah.
just like this big.
Ugh.
So I'm gonna send Skippy on ahead,
Okay. Now it's within 100 feet that...
like 100 feet, and then like
I'm just double checking because that was a lot to read.
tag back.
Okay, yeah. So he does that. And...
Be well, Skippy.
Reporting for duty, sir.
I'm just imagining the Emperor's New Groove. Where-
Squeakity squeak. There's a squeak. Squeak 'em.
God.
I love it.
That's happening. All right. But it goes back and forth and communicates. You know, coast is clear, trees, nuts.
There's trees and nuts.
The
So far.
forest grows thicker
Mm.
as you guys are walking along, and the sunlight is going through the leaves. Everything is bathed in this nice green, like, glow.
Is it all green, or are there any, like, how late into the season is it? Are there some of the trees going yellowish?
Yeah, it's actually still kind of winterish. Fresh green. Fresh green.
Ah, got it.
You guys are far enough south and deep enough in the forest that it's still fairly warm. And it's not foreboding. So there's little light, but it's not foreboding. Everyone make a perception check.
It's my first time using the dice today.
Daiso.
That's a 1.
1738.
What?
17.
6.
I got it.
7.
The trees look odd to you.
Guys, these trees look odd to me. I think they're alive.
Nothing has moved.
Everything.
More so than normal
I was
trees.
gonna say trees are always alive.
Nothing has moved.
Do you detect magic or anything like that?
I Identify.
What if we like lit a torch and held it
I can-
close to a tree? Would it squirm?
He said it not to light fire. I know it's not nighttime,
yeah.
but does that count?
Probably. It's a good idea.
Hold on. I have identify.
No one has mage light or anything.
It's the bark.
Is it?
What's up with the bark? I take a closer look.
I think we're
I
barking
use
up
my
the wrong
tactile
tree,
senses
guys.
to-
I use my zoom eyes.
What?
Nothing.
Zoom eyes.
Zoom eyes. I don't know. Like as both of you guys peer close, I'm imagining you like this on the tree. Nothing.
like it.
Nothing is. It's bark. It's
Skippy.
like there's oaks and
Skippy, does this tree look weird to you? You must be familiar with trees.
Squeak, squeak.
he's like he's upside down above you, like looking at the tree. No.
Okay.
My identify can only tell what the properties are, how to use it, and if it requires any attunement. So I don't.
Identifies for like objects.
Yeah.
Magical
The
object.
squirrel said identify, guys.
Skippy, eat the bark,
He just stares at you.
please.
Can you take a little nibble?
He nibbles.
This has a taste.
The tree kills him.
God, can you imagine?
It's like
Drops.
Whomping Willow.
We got a squirrel killed last week. So.
Yeah, it's continuing the theme.
Oh, that's right.
Isn't that Charlie's fault?
Yes, it was.
Probably.
So many cats.
Guys, we've caused a lot of animals.
Wait, what
to
happened with
die.
the squirrel? Oh, because you
You
missed with
misfired.
the shot. And,
I missed
yeah.
a lot of shots last
At
week.
least it wasn't Farmer Brown or whatever his name was.
Yeah, you did say it was a
Left
squirrel.
butt cheek.
But
It's
left
in
butt
there.
cheek.
Left butt cheek.
Farmer's left butt cheek. It's like the Lord Ginormous, Argo Ontum. Like real serious names.
What's the squirrel's name?
Skippy.
Skippy. I feel like we had another Skippy somewhere. Maybe that was Skittles. Never mind.
Oh, Skittles.
Poor Skittles.
Skittles.
Skippy keeps going on ahead. It gets darker. The path gets harder to navigate. Roots start arching up, crisscrossing the path.
This is not super great for my dainty
I start
town feet.
using evasion.
Can't touch me, roots. You start doing
That's
that.
exactly what Hans was doing.
Can I do spider climb and like join the squirrel?
Whoa.
Yes,
Yes.
Cool.
Do that.
of course you can.
Have fun up there, you guys.
These trees are actually quite tall as well, like 100 feet.
So Skippy's like just
Get
in
ready
range.
to rock
So
it.
Up
he's bouncing all over the place for you with you. I mean, you know, a little bit of leeway here. It's not gonna be exactly 100.
Okay.
And it's like Skippy loses contact and just falls back to the earth. No. So you're up there. You make a perception check.
Nice.
18.
Bark is weird. Fuck. As you're looking, so you're like vampire climbing trees and shit. And as you look at the other trees, insight. Nah, insight. Yes, insight.
It's bad.
It's a 12.
Nah, just it's unsettling. Not necessarily a bad way.
As in, like, I feel like I should climb down, or as in, I feel like we're getting somewhere spooky.
As in, like,
Brody's not with us.
no. It's when you feel like you forgot something. Like, for example, you went to the store and
Such a bad feeling.
you forgot. It's like I know I forgot to buy something. I just don't know what it is.
And then you get home and it's...
That feeling right there,
Was
that
the
just
pasta.
that unease of like there's something missing.
How are we feeling? We're just like,
It's kind of the same way when you saw the bark to begin with.
oh, okay.
Got that ring on. Boom.
I check my blood vials.
Blood vials are still there. There is no aura that you can see. No magic aura.
I just used disguise self to change into a topiary.
To
Not a
what?
shrubbery?
A
A
topiary.
topiary is shaped like a person, so
I have no idea. Oh, topiary. Okay, I was about to say, I don't know what a topiary is. Is that like one of those hedge thingies? That's...
Yes.
yeah. So basically, I look like myself, but a tree, like a shrub.
I'm keeping my eye out
Okay.
for any rocket arrows.
And keep moving along. The sun is starting to set.
Am I still sparkly?
Yes, you
Yes.
are. Unless you've used soap and water.
Sparkly shrub.
Sparkling topiary.
Yeah, this is normal. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, this is normal. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Keep on going, and it's that progression throughout the day. Things get darker, things get thicker, things get more difficult to navigate. There's something definitely up with the trees now.
Shit.
They're not moving. That was the only time you guys thought you saw something move, was when Skippy took a bite out of the tree.
Should I use Ray of Frost on it?
I don't know if we want to get into fight with the whole forest.
Okay.
These things are
It might
gonna-
make them reveal themselves, true,
These
but
things are
also
gonna
might
womp
make
us.
them
Alright,
aggressive.
let's just keep going.
Night falls.
We sleep in a cozy little shack.
Shit gets dark real quick.
See you later, Skippy.
Oh, can Skippy come
Activate
in
dark
with us?
vision.
He only lasts.
What?
What?
It's not gonna come in.
Technically, the spell lasts an hour, so
He's gone.
I can call him back later.
Yeah.
Maybe he really likes us.
I mean, he might hang around, but we're kind of dangerous. I mean, I could.
I'd rather not have another squirrel incident.
I don't know. Can we bring him in the hut? I'm asking you.
I mean, eventually it's gonna poof when you fall asleep or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Skippy's allowed in the hut. It's anybody that you want in.
Okay.
So he can chill in the hut
Sure.
until he
Poofs.
defamiliarizes himself.
He might
So-
be a little freaked out. If you get pooped on by a squirrel, guys, you asked for it.
Ew.
That's nasty. Human's tiny hut?
Unless we have a reason not to.
I need to look that up one more time because there's very little room actually.
Yeah, if there's a 10-foot radius space, I can cast it, otherwise I can't.
Then that's going to be the case. It's not a 10-foot radius space.
shit.
I try to cast it and it fails.
Alright.
Can I use a survival check to like build a little fort?
Yes, you can.
I'll use
With
strength
what?
check to help him. Oh shit.
With what?
We're out of here.
Blackjack and hookers.
And any I don't get the reference.
Get the
if there
blackjack.
is. Are there any sticks on the ground? Like there's fallen leaves. It's springtime.
Lots of roots. Nothing's really fallen.
Don't do it, Charlie.
If there is, there's not enough to build a hut.
Okay.
That's the main
And I'm
thing.
not chopping wood.
I want to
Yeah.
find a little cove under
Yeah,
one of
is
the
there
tree
like any-
roots.
I don't want to be under a tree root.
There is some there's little alcoves.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes, no, you guys actually a copse, I guess it's the right word, a small copse of trees. They have little alcoves in them, roots and stuff like that. So each of you can find your own in a very relatively small space.
I don't want to be inside or under any part of the tree. So I'll sleep like on the ground or somewhere not obstructed. The trees are making me uncomfortable, so I don't want to be underneath.
No,
or
you're
inside of
fine.
them.
I was thinking of what's about to happen.
I've already been eaten by a tree. I'm feeling sick.
Technically a shambling mound, which is like a pile of moss and gook.
It's pretty similar.
Yeah, I guess.
I was engulfed by a muck.
As you
terms of our
guys settle
experiences.
into your relative locations, you hear a snapping.
My neck.
Uh-oh.
That actually worked quite well. Of a twig, not too far off.
I wake up.
Yeah.
You guys weren't even asleep yet.
Oh, man.
You will all hear
I
this.
sit up.
I activate dark vision and get ready.
Do you go dark vision activated?
I whisper it.
I turn into a shrubbery.
You see nothing because of the trees. You kind of hear where it's coming from, a little bit off the path. It's a deep, deep growl.
Want to climb these trees?
I peek my head out. Stealth check.
Stealth check.
20.
You see... I apologize in advance for this. You see a bunny rabbit hopping over a root, running away from something.
I found it was a dire bunny.
Is it gonna be Brody? What's
You
the shape
see
of the moon?
the moon is still almost it's waning now.
Doesn't he have control over his powers?
Could be hunting.
Hopefully.
No, I don't think that was ever actually established yet.
Okay.
But you see a dark shadow. So little bunny.
Little bunny. And a dark shadow.
Little bunny. Running. As fast as a rabbit can run. Dark shadow. Boom. Overtakes it in a snap.
Oh shit! It's
And it's a big dark shadow. And you just hear very loud crunch.
Did you see
Okay.
anything?
And then you hear eating.
oh.
Can I
Quick eating. Munch, gone.
her?
Yeah, basically.
Oh, it's not okay. It can't be Aurora.
Is it
Then.
Brody?
Well, you hear it coming closer to you now. Tree over there. As it rounds, all you see with your dark vision. Imagine something like an infrared kind of thing. You see the eyes. Really bright. Like those freaky cat eyes when like you're trying to get something like a midnight snack and you just see eyes staring at you and you're just like, why cats? I've never actually had a problem with Mori or Xylo with the crazy devil kitty eyes at night. Okay.
Cats have like glowing eyes when you shine light at them. It's funny. They look
We're
like
just talking about how sometimes it freaks you out at night.
Like
Not you,
laser
but
eyes.
like people in general. Anyways, it gets closer to you, and as it does, it's a wolf.
Oh shit! How close is it to me?
It's... If the copse of trees is roughly about the size of this room, it's... Flareon. To you.
Wow.
It's not looking at you. It kind of sits in the middle, plops down on its haunches. Its lips pull back a little bit. I'm glad you didn't light any fires.
Brody.
You scared us, man.
I mean, didn't mean to do that. In the span of roughly about 15 seconds, he...
Changes back.
Yep.
Why were you in that form,
The
dude?
hell, Brody?
It's easier to hunt. Or getting
So
on my
you've-
case about it.
Control over it?
To an extent, yeah.
What happens when the moon is full?
Control becomes a lot harder.
But you still can.
It's not a question of can, it's a question of want.
Mm.
So usually during the full moon, I'll just kind of go out into the woods for a couple of days and just have fun.
And you've never attacked a human, right?
As far as you know. He smiles. And it still seems like his smile's got the wolf teeth in him.
We all have our days.
Yeah. I can be a little cranky sometimes if I've been sleeping on a tree root.
Or not.
Been sleeping on non-tree roots.
Yeah.
Alright.
Let's go.
Let's go. It's midnight,
Let's
girl.
go.
Let's go to
Let's
sleep,
go
Ashman.
to sleep.
As a human, he paws around a little bit in the middle and just
Oh, he looks so fluffy.
Going back to bed.
dog
man.
curls.
I go.
Should we take watch?
I
We didn't talk about this before. Should we take watches?
No, we're fine.
Okay.
Brody just
Okay.
kind of snores a little bit.
We're fine.
Morning
Of course,
comes.
if he snores, I'm shooting us some elbows.
He is definitely.
And I slapped Charlie in the face without realizing.
Everyone just has bruises when they wake up in the morning.
How?
bruises?
My 19
Well, these two.
Oh.
Good luck. 19 AC.
I mean,
God,
I
did
can
a,
still not- I
did
can
a
still not-
shambling mass walk through this campsite?
what the heck happened? Where's that fur ball?
He's
You
right-
only
he's
have one
right
more
there.
shoot me in
Who is that fur ball?
Are you talking about Skippy?
No, I'm talking about Brody.
Brody's up. He takes a water skin, and he's one of the trees that you guys didn't sleep under, and he very not cautiously, just carefully, slowly pours some water at the base of the roots around the tree.
What's that for?
Just paying respects.
What's up with
What's-
these trees?
Up with these
Are
trees.
these
Yes.
the ones that can...
And he doesn't. American calls you over. He goes, "Look at the bark," and he just gently rubs his hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are fairly close, like medium close, if not closer. He goes, "Nothing. You can't just bark." Go about 25 feet that way. And so you guys, as you go farther and farther away, you know those pictures that are actually made up of really tiny pictures but form another picture when you're far away?
Yes.
Like photos of like Bob Marley made up of all these little pictures of Bob
Yeah.
Marley. It's that kind of effect as you back away.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
And as you keep going, that's why you're so uneasy when you're looking at trees across from you but not close to you. You couldn't see it. There's faces.
Oh.
Not necessarily fully formed, but there's definitely a damn face there.
It's like Grandmother Willow.
Not to that extent, but it seems like at some point it will be.
Oh.
It's like
We definitely-
pareidoia, like when you think you see something because it
Yeah,
vaguely
that's-
looks like a
I
face.
couldn't think of that word. It's that, but in this case, it's not just in your mind. Like
Yeah,
everyone
it's
sees
actually-
the same features, the same face.
I guess Skippy shouldn't have eaten
Yeah,
the
we
bark.
made a squirrel eat one of them.
Squirrels happen.
Yeah.
These,
What happens?
and he walks away, gently touches. These are awakened trees.
Okay. What does that mean?
Think of them as baby treants.
Okay.
Oh.
So they'll become Ents in the future?
I think they're just called Ents treants. Yeah, they will.
Okay.
Maybe in another. Look at this one. 100, 150 years, maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Do they
So if
carry
we
hobbits around?
Oh, you mean the halflings? No, they usually. You don't. Hell, you probably walked by 2 or 3 treants and didn't even know it.
Huh.
They look like regular. They look like these guys. Until you fuck with their trees. Then they kill you.
Okay, glad I didn't do very fast then. Sorry, trees!
Yeah.
I didn't do it, so actually I don't need to apologize.
Let's see.
It's the thought. Sorry for the thought.
He looks around. He starts examining some of the trees. Let's see if we can actually. He was looking for an actual tree and to see if there was one to ask for its help.
That would have been so cool.
We
I feel
pass on
like
this
such
way
a
back
tourist
again.
right now.
He looks up. It's weird. There usually is at least one. Let's keep going.
Let's go. I want to fight! And that's usually Han saying that.
We're about to take a pee break.
Let's
Cast that
go.
ray of frost. There would have been a fight.
I'm ready to
I'm super
go.
glad we didn't do that.
Ah, yeah, you probably
I
are.
had a
Brody
feeling.
says this.
I got a feeling.
Most everyone had an inkling, but you don't know exactly what.
That would
I had a
have
feeling we were
been
gonna get
a death
wrong.
blow.
I said we were gonna get
Yeah,
wrong.
you were.
Won't. Yeah.
Wonked.
Alright,
Whomping Willow.
I'm going to take a quick pee break.
Go pee.
I will.
Just not here.
Ho ho.
But first I need to do
Let
something.
me show you my spinner trick video.
There is one?
Oh,
Something.
wait. What was
Is
that?
this spin trick video?
No.
I've only seen stupid ones that are not actually tricks.
Oh, you know what these
This
remind me
is-
of? It reminds me of Avatar. When Aang is like, let me show you this cool little trick. And it's like the little like ball is going like... "Bing, bing, bing, bing."
There's this guy who makes food videos, and he just has this clear table, and he goes, what does he say? It's so stupid. It's just like, time for a big spill, and he just like dumps bunch of stuff all over the counter, like a jug of, like a 4-liter jug of
Why?
milk on the counter. Extreme spills. That's what he says. He goes, extreme spill, and then just.
That's so multi-night.
Oh my god.
So stupid.
That's a viral video.
No, it's just this. It's not
It's
viral.
his channel?
It's just, yeah. I love it.
YouTube. The more
I'm so
wretched hive
angry.
of scum and villainy
was
you will never
milk?
find.
It's a whole bunch of different stuff. It's new stuff every time. Extreme spills.
This
Find it during puberty.
now, like, you watch this on a regular?
I mean,
Because you said
my
it's like
friend
different
knew
stuff.
the guy.
Oh.
Made it,
okay.
so
But yes, he does.
I mean, yeah, I watched some extreme spills. Who doesn't want to watch extreme spills?
It's doing that thing like a wheel in a car where you
Might be.
spin it one way and then you watch it and it stops and starts spinning the other way.
love that effect.
It always
Have you
happens
ever-
on car commercials. I like watching it.
It's because the camera speed frames per second.
Frame rate.
It's doing it.
Is a coffee pot full of batteries. He just drops it.
Why?
What else do
What a
we got?
pain in the ass to clean that shit up.
What's this one?
Today on Extreme Spills, 'tis the season.
He's chaotic evil.
What is that?
That's just chaotic.
Today
That was a bag of pumpkin.
Fuck.
Mm,
I'm so angry. I hate when I spill stuff. The other day, I was pouring out my coffee grinds into the bag, the
Oh.
garbage bag, and some of them spilled on the floor. So I had a wet / full of coffee grinds spill to clean up, which sucked.
extreme spills. That's so stupid. These are not that popular. Like, this has 49 likes. Just so you know, it's not like a
Okay.
viral video.
It's a niche fetish.
But it's super niche, yeah.
I
Super
want to see this extreme still.
Okay. Which one? Extreme spills. I like the bag of pumpkin.
Today on Extreme Spills, 'tis the season.
Just a bag of pumpkin.
The season.
This is a. Oh, I don't know what this one is, but it's huge.
I want to get the Tuman one.
Here we go.
The cutest? Oh,
Wait,
it's a
what
cat.
was it?
It's a cat. What's this one?
I can't even deal with this dude.
Liam here. Today on Extreme Spills, we're gonna do a nice summer basket of clementines. Oh, look how fresh they are. Oh, and 2 oranges. Liam here. Today on
It's a bowl of oranges.
I worry.
Sid likes weird stuff on the internet.
I worry about you, Sid. I worry about your
Sid likes
soul.
really weird stuff on the internet.
He's now going to become a D&D character. Deal with it.
Oh God.
And 2 oranges!
Alright, so,
Oh, it's.
next day, Brody heads out again on his usual scouting trips.
Come on, Brody, don't leave us.
We're just holding Brody back.
Any sign of her?
What's his traveling speed? Just out of
Is
curiosity.
it 40, I think? I mean, normally, but he just kind of goes off. Okay, yeah.
Probably
No
not.
sign of her.
I was casting Find Familiar while having breakfast.
That's fine.
It's,
You get
it's
your,
Skippy back.
basically, you're going to have your squirrel for the day.
Hey, it's Skippy.
And
Came back.
Yay!
as you keep going,
There's a DM out there who's like, nope, you're out of spells.
This is a ritual.
still, he's right, though. They'd be like, no, well, I mean, for the out of spells thing, that does make sense, but it's like, you don't have the components. Fuck the components. Anyways, you keep on going. It gets brighter.
Whoa.
You're out of this, like, forest of awakened trees.
The trees start looking normal?
Much more normal,
Okay.
like dogwoods and stuff. I don't know what you're looking at.
What are we?
What are those things called?
The things.
The Power Rangers giant robot.
have no idea.
This just makes me think of Voltron, which is not Power
That's what I was
Rangers.
thinking of too.
I need to watch these.
And there's a small pond.
Why are you smiling like that?
Because it's a nice break, and I'm also
The pond is alive.
pond is not alive.
Let's go fishing.
You step back and you see a face.
No,
Fly.
actually,
Yeah.
yes, you do. The reason I'm trying to remember the quote here. It's a small pond, roughly about twice the size, maybe a little bit bigger of this whole apartment, not the building, just this apartment.
It's a good sized pond.
And it's ringed almost perfectly, like symmetrically, like saplings all around.
Oh, this looks landscaped.
It's a glen.
It looks landscape like this is nice
Someone's
in the middle
doing
of
some
BF
serious
forest nowhere,
maintenance here.
and a face appears in the water.
Holy shit!
A bluish face. The hair is a light green, and then coming forth, clad in the most shimmering samite. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nope.
I forgot that line.
I don't know.
Or, like, basically, that's what I was in the beginning when it's like. Well, I'm trying to remember the quote when he's just talking to that peasant.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, power derives from a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony.
Roger would appreciate it.
Like, have you not seen it, or has it just been a while?
It's been a long time.
Then we need to fix that, because it's one of the best movies ever. Anyways, she pops up. And, like, this... Her dress is like a reflection on the water. Like, it has that... If you're looking at a pond at just the right time, like a midday sun reflecting off of it, that bright, almost blinding white, that's her dress. Contrasts nicely to the pale blue of her skin. Her eyes are not human naturally. She looks very much like a merfolk.
Oh man.
Siren?
Who are you?
We need to back up, y'all.
I am the Lady of the Lake.
I don't trust her.
After the unicorn bit, this whole party's not going to trust anything.
Who the hell are you? I did not say that.
Are you just gonna call her Lake then, or of the lake? You're not gonna call her Lady.
Of the
I am not gonna call her lady, ma'am.
Brave travelers, what is your quest?
We're looking for a dragon.
We don't need to tell her that.
I already said it. Sorry.
Lady of the Lake.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful
I snort.
one.
She doesn't look half bad, actually.
Aurora True Flight.
Pretty decent.
I know not that
These.
name.
Creepy. I think she's a half elf, if I recall.
I'm going to have to look back on my docs.
I'm pretty
about
sure
that.
she's a half elf.
I remember
Red
being
hair.
a half-elf.
Cannon arm.
Her arm's like at least this big.
Weird arrows. Friends with a green dragon.
Dragon, you say?
Yeah, we say.
Yes.
I know of something that might help with dragon slaying.
What is it?
What?
Guys, don't
Toss your weapon towards the lake, and
Don't-
I shall bless it.
Oh hell no!
This is already blessed.
Yeah.
I wield it.
all right,
blessed.
all right, fishy lady. I mean, appreciate the offer, but we've already been 2-timed before by a mythical beast, so I really
Was it a unicorn, perchance?
yes.
You better win.
Don't trust those rat bastards.
I kind of like her.
I squint my eyes. Okay, you have no musical instruments on you, right? You're not gonna try to woo us with your songs.
Can we test it?
Test what?
What you're promising? Like if I
We
throw
would
you
need a dragon in order to prove
Something.
that.
Someone who doesn't need their weapons.
That would be me.
Toss it towards the lake, and I,
I throw
shall
my
bless
rapier.
Okay.
I try to actually throw it toward her eyes. So I try
Why? What the fuck?
Bless this bitch!
Good
I
idea.
throw a rapier at her.
Fuckery.
I did not.
Wait, stop. Make a strength check.
I-
Actually, make
God.
no, sorry,
Oh my
make an attack.
God.
roll.
I do like a javelin. Fling,
Her eyes.
towards her. If I was showing for her eyes.
Like how far?
You
Like how far are you
said
doing this?
you
Like,
threw
do
it
you want it like
at
at her
her
feet or?
eyes.
What?
Can we see her feet?
Yeah, I want her feet,
All right, so
but I want her to flinch.
Oh God.
6.
oh, okay, yeah. Plop. At her feet. No, a little bit further.
Can't get it yourself? I cross my arms. Fine. Just because they're giving me a look, I go up and I give her the rapier.
Now remember, she's in the middle of a pond.
I go. I Can I throw it again?
No, you threw it into the pond.
Can I throw it again? Here, give it back. I'll throw it again.
But it plops at her feet,
Oh, okay.
and she just looks at it.
Okay. You said.
So what happens next?
What happens next? We gave you a weapon.
I said throw it towards the pond, not in the pond.
That's what I heard.
Talk! And she sinks right back down.
Fine, I go.
Oh fuck.
Fine.
Wait, stop.
I'm gonna go. I wait. I'm like you guys. I take off my boots.
That was not us.
I roll up. All right, guys.
No, before, as you roll, when you enter the water, because I'm not
Yeah.
going to dick you guys over twice like this in one session. I mean, I would do that, but I'm not going to. She does, the rapier, hold up. What's your AC?
Ema 16.
Okay. The rapier flies back up out of the water
Yeah.
and conks you between the eyes. Not the pointy end.
Hey! I guess that was fair.
You got 1 damage.
Okay, I toss my weapons onto the bank of the river, of the pond.
Is she still there? Or did she leave?
She sank back down again.
Thanks. I'd like.
She's gone. Was she gonna?
I pack my bag and then I start walking away.
What? Hans!
It's done. She's gone.
I'm sorry.
How do you walk away? Like, do you go back the way you came? Do you go around the pond?
Well,
I'm
we're not
just,
walking
like,
through it.
depressed. I Charlie Brown it back the way I came.
Wait, Hans.
Just back to Ivywood? You're like, I'm
Hold
done with
on.
this forest.
Look, Miss Lady, I'm sorry. How about I play you a song? I promise it's my way of saying sorry. I whip out Elliot. And I play a song.
Performance check.
Oh, God, come on. I've had shitty rolls all night. 19 plus 3, 22.
As you're playing, if the music that you're playing has some kind of like crescendo or
Yes.
something in it, as you're doing that, she actually walks up the shoreline
Yeah.
Oh.
right to you guys. She's actually very beautiful. She is a merfolk.
Mm.
Her ears are not ears but fins, as kind of you can imagine.
Yeah, she's Zora.
Perfect.
Sorry about that, Miss
Except for
Lady.
not the weird eyes in the back. That's just fucked up.
Mhm.
Holds out her hands.
Okay.
The rapier, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop. Right now, I'm just thinking of having her just hoof it right back under the water. But she's not. She's actually not a dick like that. Too much.
Why she was
Throw
just-
it back out.
Be like being.
I mean, technically, you did say I'm going to throw this rapier at her eyes.
Yeah.
So, the rapier glows.
Mm-hmm.
The rapier glows,
Okay.
and then it dies back down again.
Mm.
And she hands it back to you.
Thanks. Sorry about before. I've been burned once before.
No worries, love. I can understand if it's those unicorns.
Alright, guys. Y'all's
Whoa,
turn.
What did it do?
Okay, ma'am.
She says it's just going to help you fight dragons. Like,
Please bless these weapons with your
which weapons?
my dwarven.
All the ones that you have, basically?
Yeah.
Melee or ranged?
I don't have any ranged
I
weapons.
thought you had a crossbow.
I have a sling. I threw my crossbow away.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I have
Sling as well, or just the melee?
the sling as well.
Okay. All of your weapons are blessed.
I want to do my
Yay!
longbow and my scythe.
Blessed.
Oh, sorry. Could you do my crossbow? Actually, you know what? I never used my crossbow. Never mind.
Just think, like, first Adia gives her the rapier and she looks at it, it glows, gives it back, and then Charlie's like, I want to do these, and she's like, blessed. That's what I was thinking.
Church, preach, tabernacle.
Blessed.
Did you have weapons? Do you have weapons that you use?
I go down on one knee. I just ask you to bless these hands.
Aww.
Dang.
Shit, I was not expecting that.
That was
Technically,
charm.
he uses hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah.
Hand
to
with
bless.
hand combat.
Oh, what is this gonna do? Because she can't. She
It's a sweet
holds
sound.
onto your hands, and they're cold.
Ooh.
It's
Are
like
they slimy?
no, they're not. It's like you picked up a wet stone out of the river. That kind of
Ooh.
feeling.
Oh.
Your hands glow, and the glow goes up your body. You glow quickly for a second, and it looks like it feels like a river has rushed through you, and then gone.
Your man
Thank you kindly.
swift as a coursing river.
I'm just
Looks
gonna
like
take a
you
note.
should've
Kate
done
is
it,
blessed.
What do you
I'm
mean?
blessed.
Blessed.
Oh, I guess I should. Could you do that to me, to my hands too? I often use spells.
It's not for magic, my dear.
Oh.
I must be going now.
Thank you so kindly.
She turns and gracefully walks back to the water. Right as her head goes under, the lake, starting from where she went under, spreading out, freezes.
Wait.
Whoa.
She gave us that stuff for free. We never get stuff for free.
This is
This.
Dia looking at that horse.
I guess we're just gonna have to roll with it and hope that she didn't curse us. I don't think she cursed us. I don't think you cursed us!
I think we got frost powers.
The lake is frozen over.
Interesting.
Alright, so we've been.
Let's go skating. Just kidding. Let's
On
go.
the other side, you can see a path.
Oh.
Is it heading to where the dragon might be?
It's still going in the same direction
Let's
that you're
go.
going.
I'm gonna skate.
Okay. The instant you step foot on the lake, nothing happens because it's frozen solid. Solid.
Whoa.
There's no, like, crackling of thin ice. This thing is a giant-ass ice block.
That's sweet.
That's so cool.
Everything is frozen. Everything. So you can skate on by.
I take Charlie by the back of his
Cape.
cape and I go. I don't throw him. He's on the ground. We're gonna slide. I go.
What?
I step on the ice and Eldritch Blast behind myself.
Nice.
Oh.
I use,
Before Diego steps onto the ice.
I'm assuming we're not in a line.
I use Ray of Frost as almost like a
I
cane.
obviously would have shoulder checked this.
I use my swords like ski poles to kind of get momentum.
Night falls and you finally make it across the lake. Do you wish to camp on the other side?
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, we probably would have just stayed on the lake for at least an hour.
So, this is enough for
Whoa.
Liam's tiny huts.
Okay, do you guys want a
Let's
hut?
Liam's tiny hut on the lake.
ice.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
It's up to you.
Do you guys really want to do that?
No, please.
At least in the shallow area.
If you want, I'm cool with whatever.
Uh,
It's got a floor.
Yeah.
okay. As
Okay,
long as
okay.
nothing-
Wow, what would interesting question. You cast Liamon's tiny hut on a surface that disappears while the spell is still active. What happens to the hut?
I think it would stay until the spell ends. It's got a floor, so
The hut itself is
immovable. Isn't it
For-
made of force?
It's made of force, but it doesn't mean that you're going to be... There's other forces at work, too. It's not a suspending force.
Yeah,
So
I
if-
wouldn't cast it in like a super precarious situation.
So, like, for example, if the ice melted, You
We'd
would
be
sink.
prepared for a swim.
You would sink. Now you wouldn't drown because
We're in the
it's-
hut.
Yeah, but the hut would actually sink.
Would you fall at gravitational speed based on the mass of the hut and us in it?
Oh my
No,
God.
because the hut's full of air. It's going to have some buoyancy to it.
Yeah, wouldn't it float? It's like a
if it floated,
huge
you're
bubble.
gonna fall to the bottom. And basically, if there's no solid ground, it's a
Uh-huh.
sphere.
okay, so we're gonna like turn upside down.
It says it's a dome, but the errata says like because to prevent things from going up underneath it, it's a sphere that the second half
Okay, so it's a bubble.
it's a bubble.
Okay.
To answer your question, somewhat okay.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
You
Off
got-
topic.
No, it's
No,
an
it's
interesting question.
interesting.
Like there's freaking just forums and forums about that one for effing spell. It's crazy.
A lot of people complaining.
I'm just curious, like what happens if this happens? It's like freaking just get rid of it. But it's a good spell. You wake up.
Is there ice? Is someone knocking on it or hut?
Hey guys,
Hey,
sorry I'm late. Early, I guess.
what time is it?
That's alright.
Sunrise.
Oh, okay.
We got our weapons blessed.
By what?
Have you met
Goodbye,
Brett?
hut.
The
Lady of the lake.
folk, the lady of the lake who lives in this lake.
Stomps on the ground. What lake?
This ice?
It's frozen
Block.
now.
There's no ice. You guys are on good solid earth.
What?
What?
There's a
It's gone?
clearing.
The lake is gone.
There's thin grass on top of it. There's no lake.
Are the
The tree's still there?
trees
The
lines?
saplings?
Yes,
Oh.
What?
no lake. None at all. It's ground.
Okay, you're gonna have to believe us on this one.
Yeah.
There was a lake yesterday.
And I sassed her, but I managed to get her back in our good graces by playing Sweet Elliot, because Elliot always makes Elliot pleases anyone, while I'm not. So
She got her the water in the light dress, touched her weapons, they turned blue, and they not turned back to normal. Then she walked into the lake, and it turned to ice, and we slept on it after playing for...
And Brody,
after doing investigations for a few hours.
I
Brody,
believe you.
I swear to God, we have not been eating any forest mushrooms.
Oh, I know because you'd be dead, but
They look so delicious.
yeah.
About that. What the hell? Okay,
That was cool.
you need to trust us more, Brody. We wouldn't lie to you.
I
like
mean,
this.
I've seen some weird shit in this forest, but I've never seen some watery trollop coming out of the ground.
I wonder why she'd appear for us. We told her that we were hunting a dragon, and so she gave us his weapon upgrades.
And she didn't ask anything in return.
Stupid unicorns. That's good though. I'm glad. Can I see? Ask one of
Yeah.
Can I see one of the weapons?
Is a bow.
Blessed.
Apparently.
Pops it back.
I give it.
What does blessed mean?
Hashtag blessed.
Hell if I know.
She said it'll help us kill dragons.
Oh, I hope it does.
How far away are we, do you think?
We are.
Not close enough.
We're close.
You're actually getting fairly close. You're about 3 days away.
And we haven't ran into True Flight.
Let's push on.
Let's go.
That's right. You haven't run through yet.
How's your research or investigating been?
He's been playing on ice too.
I wish. That way points to the south. Don't go that way. There's Ettercaps. Ettercaps are they're starts bouncing. I have a human. I have a spider.
God damn it!
What?
Ah.
Bam.
Humanoid spiders
Ew.
that farm other spiders.
Like Quayla?
Ew.
Like
And-
Quaylog
They're
Both for the image and
Or
also the reference.
Elise.
Ew.
in League of Legends. Let's kill 'em.
No, they're worse than that. They're like dumpy little ugly things. Let me show you. Yeah, that way lies Ettercaps, and they're nasty little creatures.
That sounds so familiar.
Here you go.
Ew! That is not.
Ew. That's not what
What
I
I
was
was
thinking
That
of.
is
imagining.
not what I was thinking. I was thinking of some hot ass
I was thinking
spider
Spider
chicks.
chicks.
Quaylog.
Those are called Driders.
Mm.
They're the top part is Drow, the bottom part is Spider. These are Ettercaps. and they hate everything that is good and pure in the world, especially fairies. Hate fairies.
We should kill him.
To the north, the forest ends. Nothing much up that way. I found a road, actually. It's overgrown, really broken up in places, but I think that's where we want to go. Shall we?
Lead the
Sounds
way.
Cool. Might be ending this one early tonight, since we're going to be coming up on something that's important and might take longer than an hour. 3 more days. The other 3 days, they go by without too much of a hitch. The forest is not... It's normal, I guess is the best way. After what you've seen and gone through, it's normal. It's a forest. It's like just what it is outside of Ivywood. On the 3rd day, as you guys are traveling, though, Brody pops off again, as he usually does. Something has changed. Not good. So you've been following this road, this broken stone cobbled road for a while. By the way, that's a Drider.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what you're thinking of.
Yep.
They do look cool.
As you keep walking, you start to notice a very thin mist on the ground, barely covering the floor. You still see through it. It's not much. It's just like a weak fog machine kind of looking thing. But as you continue to go, it gets thicker and higher, thicker and higher, thicker and higher.
Waist level now?
About waist level, and there's a smell in the air.
Ew.
It's the smell of... What's a good way of putting this? Have you ever microwaved a grape?
No.
No?
Okay.
Isn't that bad?
If you cut it in half and let it just hang there, you get an arc sparks from one side to the other. It's really cool. Or have you ever accidentally microwaved metal or foil?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that smell?
I didn't let it get that far.
Or if like a little electrical circuit's a little bit off and it
Okay.
sparks, you get that smell of like burning metal
Yeah.
and ozone. That is now hanging in the air as well.
Yeah, it's ozone. The conduction forces oxygen to...
Something powerful.
Something
Lightning.
Wicked, something wicked this way. Kind
Something with lightning powers.
Moss you start to see patches of moss everywhere. Not just on one side of the tree, like they're covering trees now, they're covering the road.
Oh boy.
Your footsteps become even softer because now you're just walking on a thin layer of moss. The fog is now chest height.
Is it like thick to walk through at all?
No, it's just fog. The acrid smell is awful. Everyone make a constitution check.
8.
Unlike this die.
That sucks.
14.
10.
5.
14, 10, 5. Oh shit. Okay.
We're all gonna die.
We've been sleeping rough, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Until I say so, everyone has disadvantage on constitution checks.
Shit.
Except I have the alchemist stone, which gives me advantage on a constitution.
So you have no
You have
advantage
no-
or
you have
disadvantage.
nothing.
Now I have nothing.
You have nothing.
But
You
you
can't
didn't
Did
say
you
use
so.
it.
roll advantage
No, I've
on
always
that?
have it.
Yeah, I know. You just did a constitution check. Did you roll with advantage?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Roll the second one.
11.
There you go.
Cancels it out still.
Yeah. But at least it's better than disadvantage.
Yes, that is actually true.
I want disadvantage.
As you continue forward, the moss, there's now a nice carpet of moss, but now it's starting to pile up in certain places. It's very strange. These piles look familiar. First, they're just little mounds of moss.
Are these baby Shigley mounds?
Adorable. But no,
Would not be adorable. They like surround your feet.
they start to take shape. So now, like on your left is now looks like a rabbit made of moss.
I think these are eating things.
There's a squirrel on a tree that's moss.
This is moss, or flesh-eating moss.
Oh God.
As you continue, you get the little animals, but the moss now starts to start forming walls, waist-high walls at first, about that thick, maybe table-wise. And now, from your left and right, the trees start to thin out a bit, and you see old, broken stone and marble columns everywhere. But the moss is now forming hedge mazes, in essence,
Ooh.
and they start to get higher and higher and higher.
I don't like the look of this.
They're not crossing the road, but once you get off that track, it's hedges of moss and smoke and just acrid. The fog envelops everything.
Oh boy.
It's up into the trees. It's complete, just like New England morning, or Nova Scotia, that area. Just fog.
Is Brody still with us?
He's popped off a while ago.
Okay.
Fortunately, ooh. Survival check.
All of us?
Nope. Point man.
It's bad.
10.
We're dead. You all die.
Advantage. Roll another one. Honestly, I mean, at this point, because of what's on the sides,
22.
yeah, you don't know where the road is anymore, quite frankly. 'Cause it's moss. But you're able to kind of distinguish, keep your eyes on where the other hedges are. To kind of just... It's almost like they're leading you now. And up ahead is this archway, completely covered in green. Not natural.
Is it like a barrier?
Not a barrier, just an archway. Big. Very big. Covered in moss.
Should we wait for Brody here? Should we proceed?
I'm feeling pretty uneasy.
Yeah.
I'll scout ahead.
I
Do a stealth check?
Stealth check?
Sure.
That was a question, not a stealth.
Might as well.
Advantage. Not that you really need it, but...
27.
Alright, you stealth ahead. I hate doing these so much, but in this case it actually does make sense. Everyone here can actually make a perception check.
19.
18.
8.
8.
You guys don't notice anything. You two, as you're walking along, you notice something in the moss in this road. It's an indentation. A big one.
Like a language? Oh, I don't know. Never mind.
No, like a footprint in the moss.
Footprint. Like something is being dragged? Like a dragon's tail
Like
being
a
dragged?
dragon footprint.
Footprint.
A footprint.
It's big.
Put 2 more on top of these.
Wow.
Is that roughly about the size? Maybe a little bit bigger than that.
Ooh.
We're gonna say 3 feet by 3 feet.
That's the footprint?
Foot.
Keep your eyes peeled, boys. He's
So-
got a giant.
And you see that the instant you cross that archway, they stop. Nothing. So,
Footprint stop.
so the footprints are going under the arch. Sorry. The last one stops right underneath it. nothing after that, nothing beyond.
Are they human-shaped footprints or like dragon-shaped
They're
footprints?
reptilian.
Okay.
They are not human.
So it could have lifted up and flew, but maybe not. By the description, it sounds like probably not. Maybe it's like an invisible barrier. We can't see him past the barrier.
Maybe. Did Hans
Try
go
to throw
past
something
there?
in it.
Or you just
Yeah.
stealthed towards the archway?
As far as I know, he was scouting ahead,
Okay.
so he's past the barrier.
Okay.
Can
And
we
nothing
see him?
happened to him?
I try to make footprints on the ground.
Easily. Your footprints stay there, in the moss.
Maybe it's like a self spell. Sorry.
Sorry.
So you're here, sitting here in the fog, in an archway, basically. You're a little bit ahead. You're looking around. Past the archway, you start to see more signs of at least what once was civilization.
Hmm.
There's a well, broken down, crumbled to the side, naturally covered in moss. Vines now have joined to wrap around things as well. It's almost like almost a prototypical jungle ruin, except for the vines and moss have taken over everything. The buildings themselves are crumbled.
Is there any language written anywhere?
Not that you can see.
What if I tried to rub some of the moss away from the archway?
Rubbing no, tearing it yes, like it's stuck there. But you can do it.
I'll tear a little piece.
About this size, hand
Yeah.
size.
Like what kind of substance is underneath?
It's rock, like old worn rock.
Me
Any
identifying
etching?
marks.
Mm,
Smooth?
This part is smooth. You might see the tip of an etching, but you have roughly about 10 seconds before moss
Oh, okay.
goes right back.
We should probably not stand in one spot for too long.
That's true.
It hasn't tried to engulf you, the moss.
Okay.
Just Cade?
No, it hasn't.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
No, I mean like,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. That
Okay.
sounded
It hasn't
stupid. I
tried
didn't
to engulf any of us.
Any of us.
Any of you guys.
Okay.
Any of you guys.
It hasn't started to engulf you.
Me.
Everyone
What
turns.
about us? Oh yeah, you guys are halfway.
Everyone turns around and
Oh my
it is
God.
like up to here, guys. I'm a topiary now.
I'll just put this over here with the rest of the fire. Thanks, Moss.
Yeah.
Did you use topiary? What was that? Disguise sun?
That was Cade.
Me. I stopped doing
Yeah,
that.
that's Charlie, because Charlie's a topiary right now.
Past the arch, it's very, very weird. Past the archway, pea soup.
Like
It's almost like
green?
there's like you got the archway, and then it's almost like there's a wall.
Mm.
The fog just
Ooh.
even thicker than before. Very difficult to see. Easy
This
to hide.
place is very weird.
I move forward.
You do, very quietly, very stealthily. What are you guys doing as he scouts ahead?
Watching,
Looking around.
trying to take note.
Ooh,
What's going
you know
on?
what I'll do? I unravel my 50 feet of hempen rope and I leave it with them.
Oh shit, okay. That's actually a really good thing. Because roughly after about 15-20 feet, he disappears completely. Not due to his stealth. Literally just disappears into the mist.
Alright. Tug on the rope if you need help.
Hold tight.
As you keep going forward, you hear something not right ahead of you, but ahead of you. Straight ahead, you hear. But it's more like bellows sucking in air.
Ooh.
I'm gonna give the rope a little and then start walking back.
I would probably start walking forward.
It wasn't a tug.
You meet in the middle. Hey guys, how's it
Yeah.
going?
I guess we're following.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose you guys. So.
As you're walking back, as they're walking forward, you hear a voice that I unfortunately cannot do. Everyone picture Tim Curry in their heads right now.
Okay. As if I wasn't.
24/7, little part of my brain. You have the air of nobility around you. It's not loud, like it's low. You hear something, but it seems muffled by the fog.
I do.
We already knew that.
You don't hear it.
Oh.
You have an air of acridity around you.
Thank you for that SAT word.
He was going to say that if SATs existed.
Pretty good.
Thank you. I like you.
I like you too.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're getting closer, now you're able to hear this.
My big old pal, Green Dragon.
Now, what are you doing with these losers here?
These losers.
You know you're better than them.
Trying to get rid of them. You're right. Tell me what to do.
I could help you.
I'm listening.
Don't get us killed.
Otherwise, I will come back from hell.
This
And I will
was
kick your ass.
Brainwave.
I know. I'm saying I will kill you.
Now, what say you drop the rope and just walk forward? And I will show you power that will make... The voice comes really close now, like, into your ear. Aurora True Flight tremble.
We can't hear this?
You heard everything but Aurora True Flight.
Oh, okay.
Hans would be super allured by this, wouldn't he be? It's like the devil talking in his ear. He knows exactly what he wants.
I want to kill Aurora True Flight.
Now you start hearing this voice, this Tim Curry voice that I unfortunately cannot do, into each of your ears.
Yeah.
Have you ever had dragon's blood? The blood of a powerful dragon.
Not yet. What does it do?
He's thinking, because I'm thinking of these two. Cade's gonna be tricky as shit. Because I'm trying to think, what is Cade's motivation?
Does Cade know his own motivation?
Cade, there's a lot of insanity nestled within Cade, which is tough.
It hasn't been unleashed yet.
Cade, here's a little jingle.
Jingle full of goldfish.
Got the key to your future.
He would actually try to entice you with that. A key that can unlock any door.
This is going back to our
That's
alignments.
interesting.
Huh?
That's interesting. Tell me more.
He will in a second. Now, I'm trying to think of Adia's. What would she desire above all else?
Hans is like...
I was just like ready to make the deal.
This is super ready to make this up.
Yeah, my mom's already mom's dead. Can't bring her back. You cannot bring. I know no one can bring anyone back.
No, I can't do that, but I can bring your hometown back to the way it was.
I think it's already better than it was. It's better now than it was when I left. So no thanks.
You whisper, you closer. You feel breath, but there's nothing around you. But I can take it away.
Damn, it's kind of sexy.
Oh god.
Tim Curry saying that? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just walk forward.
I'm inclined to not take the deal. Brody would not think highly of us.
I look at Hans.
I think you can see me.
Oh wait, I can't.
No, you guys are close enough to, like, when he did this, you guys were, like, where you are now.
Oh, okay.
So you're really close, but you only hear the whispering to you.
I have my key out.
I think the lives of three for the lives of many.
Hans has the rope between one index finger and one thumb.
Oh,
That's
I can find another dragon to drink dry.
He's looking towards you now with that rope. He goes, "That's it. You drop it and come to old Basil here." His name is Basil.
Basil Salty.
oh God.
Tell me more about this power first.
That's where that went to.
And what do you require in return?
So he explains that you will have the power to become Shadow.
That's dope as hell.
And kill all three of us for that power.
Aurora won't even know you're there until you're gone and she is dead. Emperors will scramble to bow at your feet.
I sweat nervously.
You don't hear this though. That's the
Oh,
thing.
I
You
don't.
see his face as I'm saying
Yeah.
this, so that's enough to
That's
sweat
great,
nervously.
It's just this face.
Oh God. I'm like thinking in my mind, is Hans going crazy with power?
And all I want is you to step forward.
I knew I should have augured this.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Are we leaving?
Oh
on
my
a
god, that would have
cliffhanger
been
here?
really interesting if you did.
Are we going on a cliffhanger here?
Look at
Almost.
Charlie.
For the few listeners.
You're looking in like a retrospective way. Like, is it goodbye? Is that what it is?
Maybe.
That's so sad. The last memory is you throwing me across the ice lake.
Oh,
Oh damn!
That goes through your mind.
all the memories you and Charlie have had.
So this is like free frame as we're waiting for Hans's. I think everyone else has declined the offer.
Well,
what I'm
you made
assuming.
me freak out with the whole "you could destroy my town." But
What if
yeah,
I could be
probably
like Majin Vegeta, where he purposely goes to the Majin side to get the extra power, and then he's able to break the curse but keep the power?
I think you could take the power and then leave, but like that's me hoping maybe. I don't know.
So we're basically almost at the cliffhanger here.
There's one more cliffhanger.
Well, the variant of the cliffhanger depends on what Hans chooses to do.
Hans,
Oh shit.
choose.
I take out my weapons.
Did you drop the rope?
He just did.
Drop the rope. Then I put one arm around Charlie's shoulder. There's no one over here, but I just do it. And I say, "Bite me, bitch."
Bless.
Power play.
Bless.
Bite you? Oh, I'll bite you.
Ooh.
I'll
Hun starts vibrating.
bite all of you.
I turn. Oh, smoke.
You feel very hot, foul wind on your face. The mist gets blown away.
Time for me to use invisibility.
Yes, but before you do that, what you see is you see the ruins of a great elven city in front of you.
Whoa.
Roughly, I can't tell how far ahead, but there's a temple within a walled-off area that's still actually quite well intact. Sitting on top of this, and this is probably a good 1,500 feet away at least, is a green dragon.
They're the worst.
The greediest
Maybe,
now.
you don't know.
They like.
There is someone who could tell you about green dragons.
Who's that?
Hey,
Brody?
Cade.
Photo.
Right.
If you so wish.
Do you want to waste?
Well, we got 2 more uses of my book, so...
And you have to find a new one.
Yeah.
Different volume, I guess.
Different volume.
I mean, it's a dragon. It's worth it.
Okay.
Volo?
Will it describe what the dream... Like, what am I getting for this? That's what I'm
Oh,
asking.
you're getting the whole shebang.
I get the whole shebang.
We're gonna kind of retcon this just a little bit and assume that you read this on the way to a
Right.
green friggin'
It was
dragon.
Of course.
So,
We're gonna hit
you learn this, well,
just here.
and then
Went like
rewind.
God.
In the tiny hut, everyone's got hot chocolate.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm bringing this. Tiny hut,
Story time.
everyone's got a hot chocolate, and you've got Cade sitting there with Volo's like, this green dragon's the most cunning and treacherous of true dragons. Green dragons use misdirection and trickery to get the upper hand against their enemies. Nasty-tempered and thoroughly evil, they take special pleasure in subverting and corrupting the good-hearted. In the ancient forests they roam, green dragons demonstrate an aggression that is often less about territory than it is about gaining power and wealth, with as little effort as possible. A green dragon is recognized by its curved jawline and the crest that begins near its eyes and continues down its spine, reaching full height just behind the skull. A green dragon has no external ears, but bears leathery spiked plates that run down the sides of its neck. Green dragon.
Whoa.
Tight.
I'd look so much more badass right now if I was in. If I had my dragon bone helmet.
True.
And you had your dragon
bone armor.
A wormling green dragon's thin scales are a shade of green so dark as to appear nearly black. As a green dragon ages, its scales grow larger and lighter, turning shades of forest, emerald, and olive green to help it blend in with its wooded surroundings. Its wings have a dappled pattern, darker near the leading edges and lighter towards the trailing edges. A green dragon's legs are longer in relation to its body than with any other dragon, enabling it to easily pass over underbrush and forest debris when it walks. With its equally long neck, an older green dragon can peer over the tops of trees without rearing up. Capricious hunters. A green dragon hunts by patrolling its forest territory from the air and the ground. It eats any creature it can see and will consume shrubs and small trees when hungry enough, but its favorite prey is elves.
Oh, crap.
Green dragons are consummate liars and masters of double talk. They favor intimidation of lesser creatures, but employ more subtle manipulations when dealing with other dragons. A green dragon attacks animals and monsters with no provocation, especially when dealing with potential threats to its territory. When dealing with sentient creatures, a green dragon demonstrates a lust for power that rivals its draconic desire for treasure, and it is always on the lookout for creatures that can help it further its ambitions. A green dragon stalks its victims as it plans its assault, sometimes shadowing creatures for days. If a target is weak, the dragon enjoys the terror its appearance evokes before it attacks. It never slays all its foes, preferring to use intimidation to establish control over survivors. It then learns what it can about other creatures, activities near its territory, and about any treasure to be found nearby. Green dragons occasionally release prisoners if they can be ransomed. Otherwise, a creature must prove its value to the dragon daily or die. Manipulative schemers. A wily and subtle creature, a green dragon bends other creatures to its will by assessing and playing off their deepest desires. Any creature foolish enough to attempt to subdue a green dragon eventually realizes that the creature is only pretending to serve while it assesses its would-be master. When manipulating other creatures, green dragons are honey-tongued, smooth, and sophisticated. Among their own kind, they are loud, crass, and rude, especially when dealing with dragons of the same age and status. Basically Tim fucking Curry. Green dragons sometimes clash with other dragons over territory where forced crossover into other terrain. A green dragon typically pretends to back down, only to wait and watch, sometimes for decades,
Wow.
for the chance to slay the other dragon, then claim its lair and hoard. Green dragons accept the servitude of sentient creatures such as goblinoids, ettercaps, ettins, kobolds, orcs, and wanti. They also serpent people. They also delight in corrupting and bending elves to their will. A green dragon sometimes
sense.
racks its minions' minds with fear to the point of insanity, with a fog that spreads throughout its forest, reflecting those minions' tortured dreams. Fortunately, that hasn't happened yet.
Sounds like True Flight.
Living treasures. A green dragon's favored treasures are the sentient creatures it bends to its will, including significant figures such as popular heroes, well-known sages, and renowned bards. Among material treasures, a green dragon favors emeralds, wood carvings, musical instruments, and sculptures of humanoid subjects. And you already know about its regional and lair,
Yes.
because I described that. That's a green dragon.
That's a green dragon, guys. Zoop.
Zoop. And then you just focus on Kate's face.
Tell us again, Kate.
So you have this dragon, and it's large. Lies, it's huge.
How old do you think it is?
Older than these ruins.
That would require a nature check.
1,500 feet out.
That's 19.
19? Shit.
I use my zoom eye.
Zoom eyes.
Don't say my zoom eyes.
It's a couple hundred, if that. Due to its size, it's at least full grown. Full adulthood.
It's an elder dragon.
It's an adult dragon.
I guess the dragons are they just always by themselves. They don't have any mates.
I don't think they mate for long. So you see this dragon perched on top of this temple. And it's big enough that you can see its features, you can see its face glaring at you as its neck does this. And it smiles. A charming smile for a dragon, probably.
If only you weren't a if only you weren't a manipulator, then maybe you could have joined our charm squad.
And looks at all of you. 4 against 1. Smashing.
Oh God, Tim Curry.
Alright, we're gonna stop right there.
Duh.
Because I'm still working on the map. I unfortunately printed it in the wrong format. I forgot to print it. It's like going to be like a 3 foot by 3 foot. It's going to take up this whole table, maybe.
Nice. I'm so stoked.
And
I'm
it's
terrified.
hexes. It's hexes too, not squares.
Terrified, but
Wait,
excited.
next week is.
Johanjuku.
When
On
it's
Wednesday?
Monday's gonna be the only day we can do it.
Monday's a holiday.
Monday's a holiday. Monday can't happen.
So no.
So you're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait 2 weeks. That actually might really work in my favor this time because I do have some prep I got to do for this. Basically, next session might just be an entire boss battle,
That's so sad.
like hella boss battle.
It'll be worth it. Good things come to those who wait.
2 weeks.
Y'all will live. Play some Skyrim. Play some Dark Souls. Get your
Do
fix.
something.
If you guys want to do something on Monday, I can try and do like a module if you want to play.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna pass, but okay.
I can do a module for 2. Like, not in this campaign.
Yeah,
Because
just
I
do
have to, even though I don't
you guys
have, I
wanna
have
do,
a
like, a
meeting with
dungeon crawl
JC
or
on
something?
Tuesday, so Monday's gonna be my only free day.
You guys
Free me.
I can't promise it'll be any good. I'll probably download some module for like level 5 to 5 or whatever.
You can be
Use
chaotic
whatever.
evil if you want.
I don't know if I can run a chaotic evil campaign, but I can run something that has battles.
That would be sweet.
Y'all do
Want to do that?
Yeah,
I want to do that.
I'm gonna
that's
pass.
super cool.
I'll make a character. I want to be a paladin.
Damn. Okay. What am I?
You want to
gonna
be a paladin?
No, it's okay.
You guys
We'll
My-
call
I'll
it-
change.
When we both
I'll be a sorcerer. I want to be a sorcerer too.
when we both made alternative characters because we were maybe gonna die, we both made paladins, I think. But I'll look at it.
You.
I'm
Should
not
paladin
asking you to
better.
decide now. You guys can talk about it.
I'll make a sork.
A sorcerer orc.
That's great.
That's not what I was going for, but yeah, it's gonna be a sorcerer orc.
That's cool.
Hold on, let's
Half
look at our
orc
schedule.
sorcerer.
Next few weeks are gonna be kind of.
I should definitely be a high elf sorcerer. It's much better, but I won't min max this guy.
By the way, when you were in Ivywood last,
Which makes sense because sorcerers wouldn't have to read.
check your emails.
The half orcs.
All of us.
Yes, please. If you
Did we
have
get a
any-
newsletter?
Adventure
check.
Weekly? Here?
Yes, did I put weekly?
Adventure Monthly, sorry.
It should be monthly. New one's out
Oh,
But like
nice.
we're in the.
for next month.
Oh, I just got it.
Oh, got it.
It's the whole thing.
Oh,
Just because
okay.
I typed it up this afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's a new map coming out as well. New world map.
New world map.
Who's gonna read it?
I will.
I didn't get it.
I promise I'll redeem myself. Loads. Okay. Ever run across a vampire? Well, if you
Well,
have,
that's the first one.
you're probably dead.
Okay, this is the last one is the
Go
newest
to the
one.
very last.
Truce
last
in
one.
Helmford.
Oh, whoops.
Due to the appearance of a mysterious, malevolent, is that right? Pyramid, a truce has been called between the soldiers at Helmforth and the goblins and the gnolls. How long will this last is anyone's guess. But for now, an uneasy peace has been brokered. Also, if any clerics or paladins are available, please make your services known at Helmforth.
That was a perfect reading of also, by the way. It's exactly how I imagined
Yeah,
it.
Well, the
that's
A and the
an
L were
AL.
capitalized.
Oh, no, that still worked. That's fine then. I approve.
Roads closed. Due to unusually natural or unnatural occurrences, the roads to Hirane and Ormkirk have disappeared.
Hold on.
While it is still possible to reach these places, please contact the Mages Guild for assistance. The Skystead Games are coming! Get your team together for the Skystead Games! Occurring during the last week of the Claw of Storms, word has it that the winners this year will get their very own hippogriff. We gotta enter.
Yes, we gotta enter.
New islands off
I gotta use
Aquarian
my hero
Coast.
points.
A new island chain is forming in the waters off of Aquarian, where the nest of red dragons was located. While the
kill.
late Phelan reported taking care of the nest, this new activity hints at something new residing in the area. Newcomers are warned to stay away until a guild member has a chance to look.
Shipwreck!
Go for it.
Guzzle.
Shipwreck off the far west coast. A merchant ship has sunk off the far west coast of Samaria, along with all the crew. The owner of the ship, who wishes to remain anonymous, has requested help in retrieving a small chest from the captain's quarters. Anyone who returns the chest intact is welcome to the rest of the loot aboard. Estimated worth 25,000 gold.
I wonder if it's that pirate.
The eye has been
God,
captured.
it's definitely
Moon
the
Shadow has
one-eye
somewhat
guy.
found the Ouroboros' spy master, Scruffy the gnome. He is en route to Leafside for interrogation.
Oh. Okay, so one of them has been captured.
I'm surprised you guys don't remember that name.
The eye.
Which one?
Scruffy?
I'm Scruffy the janitor.
Fuck. At the that where we got the axe.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Got him.
He
Are
was
you
a
fucking kidding
spy?
The whole time.
The whole
I gave him a
time?
love
The whole
potion.
time.
God damn! Alright, we're done. Peace
Holy
out.
shit!
Keep your Hans clean on the next one.
Oh my god.
Nat 1. That's just how we roll.